Hey guys! Fall has officially started and all the YouTubers are making YouTuber or some kind of fall videos. So yeah, welcome to my channel. I want to start off in this season because it's such a nice cozy season for homemade videos, and I wanted to share my fall reads with you, even though some of them are still lingering on from the summer. So first off, I have Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Gilbert. This book is about finding your creative inner calling, and I actually got it on one of those stands where you put a book in and you take one book out, because I saw it in one video and I was like, wow, this is destiny now that it's here for free. So I took it. And yeah, I've been reading it for a long time now, since it's more like a non-fiction book and it's very heartfelt and got a lot of facets to it. So I really like it, to like lose your fear of creating content, to yeah, just tap into your inner creative being, which I think everyone is some kind of creative, which this book also talks about. Like, you can be a creative IT person, you know. So yeah, this book is really beautifully written. I love how Elizabeth Gilbert writes, and she's just so relatable, and it's also funny. I didn't finish it yet because it kind of like went through some quarantine days with me. So yeah, this book is very positive minded, and during quarantine we had some ups and downs, so on the up days we definitely read this. But yeah, it's a very good read to find inspiration and to be brave enough to do whatever you want. Yeah, would definitely recommend. I'm still not through with it, so I accidentally dropped it and lost where I was, so gotta find that back. But it's, yeah, very informative, but also like comes more out of the heart, I guess, more from her feeling side. I'm gonna read to you the back, or like the small review. Readers of all ages and walks of life have drawn inspiration and empowerment from Elizabeth Gilbert's books for years. Now this beloved author digs deep in her own generative process to share her wisdom and unique perspective on creativity. With profound empathy and radiant generosity, she offers potent insights into the mysterious nature of inspiration. Whether we are looking to write a book, make art, find new ways to address challenges in our work, embark on a dream long deferred, or simply infuse our everyday lives with more mindfulness and passion, Big Magic cracks open a world of wonder and joy. Yeah, and that also really puts it together, because she really has this joyful approach. Because oftentimes we're like, I cannot draw, and then you draw something and you're like, this is not as good as but the thing is, it's really about the fun part, right? You gotta have fun with it. So as long as you're not having fun, you're not gonna create your best art, because you just, yeah, of course sometimes you're kissed by a muse or whatnot, but as long as it's fun to you, who cares about the outcome? Who cares if somebody watches my video, right? As long as I have fun with it, it matters. And that's the beautiful message of this book. Yeah, so highly recommend. The next book I have is The Power of Meaning, which I picked up in the beginning of this year when when I was like looking for a very meaningful book. So hence The Power of Meaning. It's by Esfahani Smith, and it is a very philosophical book, and it goes deep into its topic and talks a lot about like how you find meaning. If you ever ask yourself the question, why do we live? What on earth are we doing here? This is a very good book. If you experience any kind of loss, this is a very good book, because it goes in very deep and also very versatile with the topics. It basically tells you about the 4 or 5 ways you can like establish meaning in your life. And like, as a caregiver for me, it's very nice to see like how I shaped meaning into my life, and like it's just I would recommend everybody to read this actually, because it's very deep. And I've always thought about like why are we here on this earth, and it won't answer this question for you. You gotta answer that yourself, right? But it just gives so much inspiring insights in what creates a meaningful life, crafting a life that matters. It really does go with that strain of thought, and you really get to think about things. And I think once you know the pillars of how to build meaning, you can make sure that you have a strong foundation in these pillars to live a meaningful life, not just like be trapped in a rat race, right? To like wake up every day, go to work, and like drink away the weekend with your friends or whatever it is you do in your free time, but really like seize the moment and enjoy. And even though sometimes things feel hard, trust that it's gonna like turn out good. And I think it also like goes deep into like specific things that happen to people and how they like found meaning in them, and like after this huge downfall they get up again. And I think that is very inspiring. Okay, I'm gonna read like the insight for you. In a culture obsessed with happiness, this wise steering book points the way towards a richer, more satisfying life. Too many of us believe that the search for meaning is an esoteric pursuit, that you have to travel to a distant monastery or page through dusty volumes to discover life's secrets. The truth is, there are untapped sources of meaning all around us, right here, right now. To explore how we craft lives of meaning, Amine Esfahani Smith synthesizes a kaleidoscopic array of sources from psychologists, philosophers, and neuroscientists to figure in literature and history such as George Eliot, Viktor Frankl, Aristotle, and Buddha. Drawing on this research, Smith shows us how cultivating connection to others, identifying working towards a pursuit, telling stories about our place in the world, and seeking out mystery can immeasurably deepen our lives. To bring what she calls the 4 pillars of meaning to life, Smith visits a tight-knit fishing village in Chesapeake Bay, stargazes in West Texas, attends a dinner where young people gather to share their experience of profound loss, and more. She also introduces us to compelling seekers of meaning, from the drug kingpin who finds his purpose in helping other people to get fit, to the artist who draws on her Hindu upbringing to create arresting photographs. And she explores how we might begin to build a culture that leaves space for introspection and awe, cultivates a sense of community, and imbues our lives with meaning. Inspiring and story-driven, the power of meaning will strike a profound chord in anyone seeking a life that matters. So it's actually 4 pillars of meaning, and yeah, she did a lot of research for this book. You can read, like, when you read it, you'll know she did. So it's not just like some philosophical book that somebody was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and think about how my life can matter, or how life matters in general. How does this work? No, she did a lot of research. She talked to a lot of people, and I think also that's very convincing. Like having this scientific approach to it, because I feel like a lot of times when we like search for meaning or something more, like something more, we go into spirituality, then we just think of these esoteric voodoo kind of things, where in fact it's like, it's not just it's not just foo-foo. It's not just all foo-foo. It's like, it's not just this crazy search for meaning, but really something everybody can profit from, right? Okay, the last book is actually a fiction book, which I picked up because it sounded so interesting, and it definitely fits into the whole spooky vibes for October. It's called Fallen by Lauren Kate, and yeah, I'm gonna read to you the storyline. There's something achingly familiar about Daniel Grigori. Mysterious and aloof, he captures Luz Price's attention from the moment she sees him on her first day at Swarton Cross boarding school in Savannah. He's the one bright spot in a place where cell phones are forbidden, the other students are screw-ups, and security cameras watch every move. Except Daniel wants nothing to do with Luz. He goes out of his way to make that very clear, but she can't let him go. Drawn to him like a moth to a flame, Luz has to find out what Daniel is so desperate to keep secret, even if it kills her. Dangerously exciting and darkly romantic, Fallen is a page-turning thriller and the ultimate love story. What if the person you were meant to be with could never be yours? Oh God! So after rewatching the Twilight movies, which was a blast because I loved it as a teenager, I was like, I need some kind of romance fiction in my life again, that has a dark twist to it, you know, and that's why I picked this book up. And it's more on the teenager kind of side, I guess, because she goes to this boarding school, and just a very interesting backstory of how she got to this boarding school. I'm not gonna spoil. And then she just feels drawn to him, and it's beautifully written, intelligently written. And also, I'm not through with it, so I'm gonna see how I like the rest of the story. But so far, it's really like, you really dive into the world of her, right? So you're gonna be captured by that and just like sneak out of reality a bit and sneak into her reality, which is also a little bit like supernatural, which is nice. I love a little bit of fiction. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.